The Lost Kingdom of Benin. The night the empire fell. A true African story. The city that shined like bronze. There was once a kingdom so advanced, its beauty rivaled the greatest civilizations on earth. A place where bronze was not just metal, it was memory, cast by the hands of proud black men and women who told their history through art and fire. This was the Kingdom of Benin, a city that stood strong for over 1,000 years, until the night it vanished. Long before colonization, deep in the heart of what is now southern Nigeria, there stood an empire known as Benin, one of Africa's greatest powers. The streets were straight and clean. The red earth walls stretched for miles, and the king's palace was filled with carvings, ivory and gold. The Oba, the king of Benin, was seen not just as a ruler, but as a bridge between the people and the gods. Men worked in fire-lit workshops, shaping bronze heads that told the story of kings. Women dressed in coral beads traded palm oil and cloth in the market. Children laughed, drums echoed, life was peaceful. Benin was more than a city. It was a living soul of Africa, where every wall, every mask, every drumbeat carried history. But in 1897, everything changed. Far across the sea, the British Empire had set its eyes on Benin. A kingdom rich in ivory, palm oil and pride. The British wanted control. They sent a message demanding to meet the Oba, but it was during a sacred festival, and tradition forbade the Oba from seeing visitors. They took it as defiance. Soon after, a group of British officers marched into Benin territory and never returned. That was all the excuse Britain needed. In February 1897, thousands of British soldiers marched toward Benin. They came with rifles, cannons, and fire, against warriors armed only with spears and courage. The battle was short, brutal, and bloody. Homes burned, shrines shattered, and the mighty city that once glowed with bronze was swallowed by flames. Children cried, mothers ran. The drums went silent. That night, Benin City fell, and Africa lost one of its greatest treasures. The great Oba of Onramwen Nogbaisi, who had ruled with wisdom and strength, was captured by the British. They stripped him of his throne and sent him far away, into exile in Calabar. In his absence, the conquerors looted everything they could find. The sacred Benin bronzes, masks, ivory carvings, thousands of pieces of royal art, shipped to museums across Europe. The palace burned, the people scattered, the kingdom was gone. But as the smoke faded, the people whispered, the kingdom didn't fall, it was stolen. More than a century later, those same bronzes still sit behind glass in foreign lands, in London, Berlin, New York, each one carrying the spirit of a people who never forgot who they were. When you look into the face of a Benin bronze, you don't just see art. You see memory, pain, and royalty. You see Africa's greatness carved into metal that refused to die. Today, the descendants of Benin still fight not with weapons, but with truth to bring their heritage back home. And as the sun rises over modern Benin City, new artists shape bronze once again, just like their ancestors did centuries ago. Because kingdoms built on truth never truly vanish. They rise again in spirit, in pride, and in story. What history never forgets. Empires may fall, but history never forgets. This is the true story of the Lost Kingdom of Benin. A story of beauty, betrayal, and resilience. A story Africa should never forget. If you believe this story deserves to be remembered, like, comment, and share so more people learn the truth about Africa's hidden past. And don't forget to subscribe to Got Storybook for more real stories based on true African history. Because every story we tell keeps our ancestors' voices alive.